Hi, I'm Royce Morales, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about spirits. Today, I want to talk about the various levels of spirits because there are several different levels, different types of spirits. Just because somebody is no longer in their body doesn't mean that they have completely evolved. So I'm going to talk about various ways that you can tell what level a particular spirit is at, just so you'll know what you should be attracting and asking for if you are interested in having that kind of communication and that connection in your life, which I think, why not? We're all spirits. So first of all, I want to mention that there are what I refer to as earthbound spirits. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're negative or harmful. In fact, none of the spirits, as far as I'm concerned, are harmful because they're all about helping us in some way. Maybe we just need to be reminded that we are a spirit, or that we have the power to say no to various spirit communications. So it's nothing to be scared about. But anyway, back to earthbound spirits. This would be a spirit that, for whatever reason, is still attracted to this physical existence. Maybe they left somebody and they just don't feel good about that, or they're making sure that things are okay after they've left. Native Americans, a lot of that type of spiritual energy that hangs around the burial grounds because they just can't let go and they can't allow what's going on to be okay. So that would be considered an earthbound spirit. Earthbound spirits a lot of times feel very connected to you because you're still in this physical form, and they try to help out in some way. But a lot of times, if their intention isn't completely pure because they are so earthbound, they would not necessarily be the wisest spirit to be taking advice or direction from. The second type of spirit, which is, again, an earthbound level, but this would be a spirit that has a manipulative intent. So they might try to get you to do something just for the fun of it, or just because their intention is still sort of negative in some way. So needless to say, manipulative spirits should not be listened to or entertained in any way. The third type is, your standard Hollywood possessive spirit. This would be a spirit that's so earthbound that they would try to, in some way, impact you all the time. They might try to enter your body, things like that. And that's very rare, actually, but it does happen. It's not just watching The Exorcist and thinking, oh, that never happens, but it does. By the way, I just have to mention that we attract whatever we need. So if we need to experience having a spirit possess us, then that's what we would attract. That sounds a little bit scary and victim-y, but it really is the opposite, because on some level, we have the power to send all of that away. And on some level, everything is a mirror for us to learn something from. So if we attract a spirit like that, then there's something for us to get from that. The next type of spirit, we're just kind of going down the tubes here, the destructive intent spirit. This would be a spirit that really has not let go of this physical reality, and they're trying to be destructive in some way, maybe toward you or toward others or toward the planet. So again, spirits do not necessarily evolve to a higher consciousness place just because they're not in their bodies. Now let's stop talking about that, and let's get into a more higher consciousness level. This would be, again, higher consciousness level, spirits who have evolved to a level where their motives are pure, their information is given without any ego attached to it. They are a pure expression of love. Most spirits will attain that level eventually, but like I said, they don't always automatically get there. Angels would be even a step higher of that type of spirit, because an angel supposedly has never been in a physical form, or very rarely has been in a physical form, so they have no attachment here. Soul connection spirits, I think I was mentioning that in one of my other videos, but a soul connection spirit is somebody that you have been through a lot of incarnations with. There's some kind of a permanent interconnection that goes on between the two souls. And a lot of times they hang out in the non-physical realm while you're in the physical realm. Maybe they help guide you. A lot of soulmate relationships have that going on. So that's another one. And of course, their purpose is assisting your growth. In fact, even the most negative spirits that I was talking about before, their intention, maybe not their intention, but your intention is soul growth. So that's why you would attract that to assist you in some way. Transcendental masters, that would be the spirits that have evolved so incredibly high that chances are they're not in touch with us in most ways. That sort of thing. I'm sure you can imagine a transcendental master, but they wouldn't be coming down here and helping us, really. They might, who knows, but not usually. And of course, spirit guides. That's kind of one step beneath the transcendental master. A spirit guide would be somebody that has the intention to help out. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. All right, so those are the types of spirits. And let me see what else I wanted to say here. Yeah, I want to talk about spirit guides. There are basically two sort of comparable spirit guide levels. Excuse me. And spirit guides, their intention is to help you evolve. Most spirit guides, if they're a high level, will not tell you what to do. Contrary to popular opinion, a high level spirit guide is strictly there to kind of inspire. And by the way, the word inspire comes from in spirit. So they're here to inspire, to maybe help you in some very subtle way, but they will not tell you what to do. If you feel like a spirit is telling you what to do, I would highly recommend not listening to that, because that's probably not really a high level spirit. There are spirits that are, considered spirit guides, but a lot of times they might be a little bit more directive. They might be encouraging. They might sort of push you in a certain direction or give you advice here and there. But again, most spirit guides, if they're high level, will not tell you what to do. Okay, let's see. Some of the reason that we have spirit guides is to encourage us to grow, to help us in situations that are designed to help us grow, maybe even to push us into those situations if we're avoiding them. I know I've had that happen a lot of times, especially with my writing. I just didn't want to do it. Who am I to be a writer? But I had so much pushing and encouragement and situations where I just couldn't deny that I was being led in that direction. And it never came through as words. That's another thing I want to mention. Spirit guides generally don't communicate with words. They communicate with energy and a knowingness and an intuitive sense about things, or things just landing in your lap all the time that you can't ignore. So that would be how most spirits are communicating with you. Okay, I'm turning pages here because I don't want to forget things. So how do we request assistance or ask questions of spirits? Again, purpose of spirits is not to tell you what to do. They're not here to do the work for you. It's kind of like if you go to school and you don't do your homework, you can't expect to pass the test. Same thing with spirits. Spirits will guide you and lead you and drop hints. They might tell jokes and riddles and reach you in your dreams. They do all kinds of things, but they're not going to tell you what to do. So when you ask for assistance from a spirit, you need to make sure that you're not asking, should I divorce that guy, or should I take that job, or things like that, because you're not going to get clear answers about that. You might get a clear answer from your own intuitive knowingness, your own higher consciousness, but from a spirit, They will not do that for you. So again, their job is to get you to learn. Their job is to help you evolve. So by directing you in that way, it's not going to help you. So be careful how you ask. The best way to ask for assistance of a spirit guide is to ask with pure intent. When you really want an answer about something, you're going to get it, whether it be from your own higher consciousness or the spirits around you or just a pure knowingness. But you have to ask with the pure intent. And the intent is, I want an answer. I want to know what to do. Because a lot of times we'll ask questions and we really don't want the answer on some level. Maybe we'd rather stay confused and lost and in pain. So make sure that your intention is, yes, I really do want these answers. The answers that you're going to get are always going to be for your highest good. They really are. And sometimes a spirit might give you various options, and kind of see what you do end up choosing. So that's kind of an interesting process as well. The guidance that you get a lot of times, I think I've said this already, is very subtle. And it can be very easily misinterpreted as wishful thinking or fantasy or whatever. But I think there's a real strong part of us that knows when we do receive external support and answers and all of that stuff that is available to us from spirits. So trust that knowingness. And it's not wishful thinking. I know for me, it took a long time for me to really trust, and I had to have a lot of proof because I'm kind of a skeptic at heart. Yes, believe it or not, I'm a skeptic at heart. So I had to have a lot of proof and a lot of validation and a lot of, if I don't do this, this is going to happen, that sort of thing, so that I could trust. And for me, a lot of it was I would get these intuitive or spiritual messages for people, and I would tell them and they would say, wow, that's totally accurate, or they would listen and know what to do and it would work out. So that's what allowed me to trust that. So whatever works for you. If the information that you receive feels negative or destructive or involves hurting somebody or doing something that just doesn't feel ethical in your sense of your consciousness, your conscience, don't listen. Just don't listen to it. Anything that you get from a higher level spirit would never ask you to do any of those things. Okay, so let me see if there's anything that I missed here. Yeah. Oh, the other thing, if you do get information from a spirit, does it feel loving? That would be a really important question to ask yourself. Does it feel pure? Does it feel loving? Does it only involve me? It's not going to harm anybody else. Again, it goes with my own sense of things, my own higher consciousness. And if you've answered yes to those questions, then I would say, and you feel peaceful about it, I would say trust it. So remember, I'm repeating myself, guidance from spirits comes in various ways. It can come when you least expect it. It's not usually dramatic. Those Hollywood images, send them away, because usually it's just kind of a sense, just like a breeze, just floating by, and you just know that you're supposed to listen to it. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.